Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the very special episode of the Heallist Podcast. Today, we're in this beautiful location outside of Zoom, our usual environment, which is so incredible. And we're here in St. Lucia and not even open yet, the TheLifeCo Holistic Wellbeing Center, which I'm so privileged to be at. And today, I'm sitting down with the founder himself, Mr. Ersin, who is with us today to give us his vision and really share his incredible journey and wisdom into holistic health. And we're going to be talking about retreats, and not just retreats as most people know it for relaxation and mindfulness, which is great. But what he did, he pioneered the entire retreat industry and has been doing it for 23 years, which is really incredible to know. This idea of medically assisted, full, holistic, whole body detox, physical mind body connection retreats that are really transforming people, and not just transforming them like a typical retreat would, but also creating health outcomes for them. And I think this is really fascinating topic, something that I haven't seen a lot at all, and I'm a retreat junkie. So congratulations on creating this incredible concept that is so needed in this world of chronic disease and constant stress. Just creating this container for true healing is really remarkable.
Thank you, Yuli. Thank you.
So I wanted to ask give our listeners or our viewers a little bit about the vision of the TheLifeCo, because it's just, again, so unique, the combination of everything. And I forgot to mention, being a biohacker myself, this is like a paradise. This is like, I'm a kid in the candy store, right? But the opposite of that. There's so many incredible technological innovations as well, and everything lives in this one incredible place that is in beautiful nature and a perfect healing container. So give us the vision.
Yeah, I mean, the starting point was I first wanted to learn how to live. So that was good because, consume life in a conscious way. You step by step, you understand how could that be lived better. So that was the idea behind this TheLifeCo. And when I was learning how to live, so I said, why not to start a company? We teach people how to live, and also we let people have an experience to feel how to live better. So that's all. The starting idea was that. And then when I found out, I'm a system engineer from the very, very beginning. What I found out, people are just addressing bits and pieces. In the medical industry or healers industry, people are doing Reiki or doing this and that. So nobody has a whole holistic approach where you address the mind, body, movement, environment, tiny details, because everything is related to each other. So you can't disconnect yourself what happens in the society. You can't disconnect yourself. I mean, your sleep cannot be disconnected from your food. Your food cannot be disconnected with the way you think or the stress you are into. So that's a holistic word. Everything is tied up to each other. And we need to address as a whole rather than bits and pieces. So that was the most driving force. Why holistic? And like you said, we try to put we are not from one school. We are not from traditional Chinese school or Ayurvedic school, modern medicine school, biohacking school. So what we did, let us do a kind of model where all the bits and pieces, whatever fits in our system, we take from them. So we don't have a single way of approaching. Like, for example, when it comes to mental health, we use the DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. It's a good form because it takes CBT and marries to Zen Buddhism. And it gives the idea of mindfulness, being present, and no judgment, etc., which you lack in CBT. So, and then we come and schema therapy is a combination of that to show people what schemas are driving them. So that's why what we did, don't follow a single line, don't follow a single doctor, single guru. Just pick up different bits
Hmm.
and pieces and make a complete approach to better presence, better living.
Incredible. So tell us, what does a typical day at the LifeCo might look like? Just given I just experienced it myself for the past 3 days, and I have to tell you, I'm a changed person. But I wanted to hear from your perspective. What do you expect? What is the journey of a typical person that arrives here?
What we try to do, normally we try to build up the cleansing and nutrition and mental health and intention. And then we have the natural medicine, and then we have a healing environment. So those are the pillars. We have different bits of pieces,
Mhm.
like pampering is part of a pillar. Also, natural medicine goes together with biohacking. And then we have, say, beauty as a part of it. That's biohacking, goes together with food. I mean, beauty from inside, food becomes part of the beauty, mental becomes part of everything. So that's why we have all this. So what we did, we put it into a kind of wrapping. We start the day with a morning walk, and then you come and get your whatever diet you are. We have 13 different diets, starting water fasting, master cleanse, green juice cleansing, intermittent fasting, ketogenic, and mental health diet. We have low calorie, high calorie, say weight gain type of diet. We don't have only weight loss, we have weight gain also.
Mhm.
So we have all this. So you start with the walk, and then you can have whatever is your breakfast. It could be just water. And then you go into a yoga session. So that's walking is a kind of mindful walking. We try to make you feel the nature, etc., and the food cleansing or taking the right nutrition. Then you go into good body. That's yoga, for example, mental, at the same time physical exercise. Then we have different type of, therapies. We have 220 plus
Wow.
treatments. So you can pick up one of those treatments. Some of them IVs, some of them is, say, meditation, breathing, and all this, or biohacking sessions, or cold plunges, red light therapy, or infrared sauna. So you can put whatever fits you
Mhm.
during the day. And then we break with the afternoon meditation. Then we have lectures and workshops, how to make almond milk, how to make a
Mhm.
plant-based sushi. So you can learn how to make the different things, and also lectures how to think differently, how to develop alternative thought rather
Mhm.
than autopilot thinking, and how to deal with your schemas. Like if you are a perfectionist, you need to learn how to deal with it. If you are looking for a recognition, you need to learn how to deal with that. So there are so many bits and pieces, like if you are a kind of self-sacrificing version of the society,
Mhm.
you need to do a lot of mothers are like that. They need to learn how to deal with it. So then we go into the afternoon after lectures. So we prepare for the sleep, either yoga nidra or with some discussion, some activity, etc. It could be, for example, a kind of sound therapy, anything.
That's incredible. Well, just all the things you listed, each of them could be a retreat on their own, and you managed to combine it in the one container, and yet it doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels like a natural progression. It's something that a true journey that encompasses all parts of us. And I think that's the brilliance of this kind of healing container. Like you said, that you work on all parts. It also sounds extremely complex, what you're doing. And as an entrepreneur, I can't stop thinking about just the idea of running 220 different therapies, all these incredible devices, the incredible team, by the way, that I forgot to mention. Really, everyone is just so incredibly kind and service oriented. I think it's that little bit of Turkish hospitality. I know that's where you started originally. It's that Turkish hospitality in the Caribbean. That's how it feels like. And the precision and the even this is not even officially open, but the precision of things is really mind-blowing. Like there's people that follow, if you choose a certain detox plan, there's people that will follow you and make sure you take your green juice at a certain time and your enzymes, which is really incredible. Because I think when it comes to retreat industry, some parts of it are very relaxed, right? And it's one piece of it. But I think to do what you do with such precision, it probably takes a lot of work. So can you tell us a little bit what goes into creating this incredible environment?
The starting, starting wise, we wanted to build something result oriented. So in order to have a result, you need to have a, say, precise program. Like, for example, in our program, a lot of things negotiable. Like, for example, you don't want to join the morning walk, you don't join. You want to skip the yoga, you can skip, but you follow the diets, then you follow the, say, mental health parts, etc. So we have the obligatory parts. If you are not happy with them, then we say, okay, we don't take responsibility for the result. Then you can have a nice wellness vacation here. So it's up to, everything is optional. But if you are in a program with a purpose, then you need to follow the minimums of that. So we created a kind of, self-going or open buffet type of approach. If people really wants to have a weight loss, then they need to follow that weight loss program. If they want to have mental, they need to. If they are not having any special pain or desire or goal, we let them to enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. It could be food, it could be activities, it could be medical treatments, therapies, etc. And when it comes to hospitality part of it, the thing is, when you are here, you come with a problem very often, and you are fragile. You have to be taken care of. That's why what we do, we train everybody here that the people going to a normal hotel, they buy a room, they buy concierge service, they buy restaurant, but they don't buy their mental, presence or taking care of their mental health or physical health or diabetes or whatever it is. So that's why we say, okay, these guests arriving here, we need to take care of them. So they are going through a difficult period. Doing a water fasting is difficult. Doing a green juice, because everybody at home does all kind of convenient eating. Here you are in a program. So we need to help people feel good, taken care of, feeling, okay, I'm welcome here, so they can be motivated to stick the program. And that works. We have quite big repeat guest number. People love to come back, etc., because it works. Very often, if you don't give them a system which gives result, they can look for alternatives. But when it gives result, they say, okay, I go there. I don't take risks.
Well, it's a very important point, and I think it's a challenge we're seeing it across the entire wellness industry, is that the ability to show outcomes and show results, and it's something that it's often scrutinized for. And I think something that you solved really well here with this idea of that we didn't mention that the health consultation that you get by just coming to this place and the incredible staff, that actually medical staff, that and the measurements that you do the before and after, that gives you that you don't have to guess. Of course, everyone feels better after they go on a week-long retreat. We're all more relaxed, but to be able to show also like a live blood analysis that you do, the 3D scan, I think that's really a brilliant part. And I know it's not just marketing. I know this is real.
Yeah, you can do blood tests. That's numbers. And a lot of names you don't understand anything, folic acid or whatever it's. So those are there, and then it's medical terms, nobody else than the computers or the doctors can understand. But looking to your blood and seeing how does it look, how messy is it? After 7 days of fasting, you see your blood, that's so clean, that's so nice, that's direct understanding of what have you been going through. That's why, for example, of course, we do blood tests also. The effect is more if they see the comparison in live blood analysis.
Yes.
They see it and okay, now it's different.
It's very effective.
Yes.
It's a very interesting picture to see. And I think when you come here, it's a little bit of a shock, right? You have to go through the scans, but I think it works because I think many of us need to face our reality often and be often confronted with some of those things so we can truly appreciate the transformation.
I mean, what I seen, it's never late for any ambition. I mean, I seen people, I started at the age of 46, and after 2 months or 3 months clean life, I was like 17-year-old shape or form of myself. Now I'm almost 70, within 2 months or so, will become 70. I feel still much better when I was in 46. So the body is best investment. If you invest in your body, it pays back. So if you start to run marathon at the age of 90, so you start to run after a few years. Like when I started, I couldn't reach the floor. I was just about to reach my knees. And after a few months, I was on the floor and I could do anything. My body paid back. As long as you treat it well, then there is no reason that you should be, stuck with your, say, whatever bed format. You will get a new version of yourself. Just invest. Body is the best investment than anything. Don't even Bitcoin cannot beat.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So you really specialize in detoxes and nutrition. I know it's a big pillar of the program. And to be honest, I myself didn't put much effort into it until I arrived here and I started to see just the level of the detail about the different nutrition plans and the goals and what you can do. And and I think as we go through those programs, we get educated, right? And we start feeling our body and noticing things. And just after this is my second day on a program, and it's really incredible feeling. So I think just by trying it, and I learned a lot about nutrition and my own body, and I know it's a big pillar. Can you talk a little bit about why it's so important to combine all those beautiful practices and everything you offer here with this foundation of detox and the raw vegan diet?
Exactly. We are surrounded of toxicity. So there's a immense amount, abundance of toxicity. So you look to the water, ocean, it's a lot of toxic elements. You have some institutions, I think their name is EWG or so. They measure the toxicity. What they announced that of the 400 something toxic elements existing in this world, a newborn baby have at least half of it coming from the mother. So at the age of 0, you come to this life with big amount of toxicity. And then we keep being feeded by toxicity with toxic fast food, toxic processed food, etc., and also toxic thoughts, toxic governance in the companies and everywhere else. So you have toxicity everywhere. So that's why in all the aspects of our life, we have to learn how to cleanse, how to get rid of our mental toxicity. We need to get rid of our physical toxicity, and also maintenance is important. So like, for example, when I started my way of redoing myself. So I was at 10-day cleansing, and that day I asked them, how should I'm 46, how should I? They said, first time you do? I said, yes. Then they said, you need to do 4 times this year to reset your body. And then for maintenance, depending on how bad you live, how toxic you live, it could be once every year. If you live toxic, then you need to do maybe 12 times a year. By the way, so by that time we opened, so we had people coming from Jet Society, partying 300 days or so. So they need to do every other month in order to keep partying. alcohol and everything else, and sleepless nights, etc. So you need to save time, otherwise you can't party. You die early. You can't. You don't have energy to party. So that's why it's all about this toxicity needs to one way or other leave our body. We need to have clean. I mean, when it comes to toxicity, physical and mental one. And then on the top of that, we need to learn how to maintain it as clean as possible and do the correction from time to time, depending on how toxic life you have. If you have toxic life, of course, like for example, you get a vitamin C and you measure free radicals before vitamin C IV, and do you measure after? You see that your free radicals is gone. But you go out and put your, your car's exhaust in your mouth and inhale, go, and you have a lot of free radicals again. 5 minutes ago, there was nothing. So the life is so toxic. So that's why we need to know how to maintain it. Like, for example, digital toxicity is a lot. So that's why you need to keep a distance with your digital items, phones, computers, iPads, etc., etc. So we need to be away from all the toxic, potential toxicity. Even people, if people are toxic to you, you have to take a distance. You have to save yourself.
Absolutely.
To give you an analogy, if you take an aquarium, if fish gets sick, you don't give them pills. You change the water because the water is toxic, making him or fish sick. So that's the same thing with our body. We need to change the ingredients of the bits and pieces of our body, the fluid in our body, to get it as clean as possible. That's why we have the cleansing, mental and physical cleansing base of any kind of healing program.
Incredible. Well, thank you for creating the perfect container for detoxing, for healing. I'm just so grateful to be here and so grateful to share your wisdom with our listeners. Is there anything last words that you'd like to share?
I would like to also put forward, we created this as a kind of a place to share. So that's why our idea is to let other healers to come here also. So, what we do, we gave them the base of the program, food and whatever activities, etc., treatments. And then they have a specialty in something, like they are doing mind detox in a certain way. We have some healers coming and doing mind detox with EMDR and a kind of questioning technique, etc. So we give them all that, and then they build up their own part, which is also good with people who has a sophisticated problem. And then you can't generalize, you can't solve it, because we give general skills and ways of being better. But sometimes you need to address a deeper. Then we love to have those people doing this, and we support them. So I would say, that's, we complete each other.
Yes.
Life is like that. You can't, well, they say, you are alone and your power is as much as you. But if you have 5 others, you get maybe 5 times more or 10 times more impact because you complete each other. So I would say that's a journey. We will learn how we are first time in St. Lucia market, first time close to the westward, Americas. So we know how Europe thinks, Far East thinks, but we don't know how this part of the world thinks. So we will find out. We will feel each other and find out the best fit. So I hope at least we will be useful to some. We have been useful up to 60,000 people last 21 years. I hope this place will also add another 10, 20,000 people changing their life, going through the transformation and finding their better self.
Incredible. We need you so much.
We need you too. Thank
Thank you,
you,
Ersin. Such a
energizing us
pleasure.
and helping yourself. Thank you, Yuli.